In a relationship, when is honesty not the best policy? How do you balance what you want versus what you need? And is there something you need to say to your spouse, but can't find the right way to say it? If so, then you're in the right place. This is the Lunch with Sandy podcast. With nearly 20 years of marriage under their belts, Terrence and Sandy Jackson discuss a range of topics, provide valuable insights on relationships, and talk about the conversations married couples need to have. So what does lunch have to do with all of this? Well, it's a metaphor for how these conversations originally started. Speaking of conversations, let's get one going. Here's your hosts, Terrence and Sandy.
Hello and welcome to the Lunch with Sandy podcast. I'm Terrence.
I'm Sandy.
And as always, we are having the conversations that married couples need to have. Sandy.
Yep.
It's really good in the hood.
Everything, I guess. Getting kind of hungry. So don't want to get hangry.
Well, it sounds like those hunger pains were affecting your speech right there for a second. He's like, everything.
It took me a minute to think about.
So what do you plan on eating?
Food.
Food? All right.
Food that tastes good.
Yeah. Very detailed information coming from Sandy. All right, so
Haven't gotten that far.
so we have a few episodes under our belt.
Yep.
Starting to get a little routine down.
Yep.
But I'm going to switch it up.
No.
Yes, I'm going to do something different today. Okay. Today, what I want to do is I want to play a game.
Okay.
You want to hear about the game?
I like games.
All right.
Maybe.
Now listen, this is not one of those games. So Sandy is a huge Clue fan. She always wins. She cheats.
I do not cheat.
She cheats. It was Scooby-Doo in the dining room with the mallet. She cheats.
But anyway, do not cheat.
But anyway,
don't be
we are
trying.
going to play a game today, and it's one of those games where Sandy cannot cheat. And I'm going to describe the game to you. I'm going to tell you what the game is, and I'm going to go over how we're going to play it. Are you ready?
Just because I'm a clue master doesn't mean I cheat.
Okay,
I'm
clue
just
master.
Awesome at what I do.
She has the clues taped to the shoes at the bottom of her feet.
How can you cheat at clue when the things
listen,
are in the envelope?
Listen, she's a genius when it comes to that cheating stuff. Anyway, back to the game.
You should have just left it at genius.
We're going to play a game, and the name of the game is called Stay or Go.
Okay.
Got it? Yeah. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to mention something to you. It can be a word. It can be a habit, a phrase. And when I mention it to you, you have to choose stay or go. If it stays, that means you're on board with it. You know, you enjoy whatever it is. If it's go, it has to go.
Okay.
And when you make your selection, your choice, you have to back it up. You have to tell me why it has to stay or go.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan?
I can do that.
All right. Let me know when you're ready, because I know you need a little bit of time to get ready.
Let me stretch my muscles.
Stretch your mental muscles.
I'm ready.
All right. You ready?
Ready?
So I'm going to start you with an easy one.
Okay.
Stay or go, leaving the toilet seat up.
Go.
Why?
Because both all genders at some point have to use the toilet with the seat down. So, in my opinion, it's a bit selfish to leave it up because you know that you're the only one that is going to use it up. That's my stance.
Now, for you to say, first off, obviously, I'm going to say stay.
Okay.
Leaving the toilet seat up stays, and I'm going to tell you why. I know you said
Please
all
enlighten.
genders at some point have to use the toilet with the seat down.
Yes.
Although that may be true, I believe that all genders have the right to use a clean toilet at all times. And let me tell you what happens when the toilet seat is down. Dirt and grime hides there. And when you go sit your tushy on that toilet seat when it's down, you're subjecting yourself to all that dirt and grime. Now,
Okay.
Do you want your tushy to be subjected to all that dirt and grime?
Well, I would
No.
hope people would notice if it's directly on the toilet.
Well,
Dirty.
listen,
But I get-
you people
I
may
get
not
your
want to
point.
hear this, but sometimes stuff gets on the underside of that seat that you don't see unless the toilet seat is up.
Yes.
So from my perspective, leaving the toilet seat up stays.
Okay. I still disagree.
We will
But-
agree to disagree, although I think I'm right in that situation.
No,
But
if the toilet seat's up and you notice that it's dirty, clean it.
I'm going to tell you something. I don't know how many guests you got coming in your house cleaning your toilet. but power to you if you got them cleaning it.
Well, that leads to a whole other
Well, here's the other thing.
topic that I would have said.
Well, here's the other thing. You got to think about this. Guests come to your house. They see the toilet seat dirty. They say, "What the hell? I ain't got to aim. Let me just go all over the place."
They're just putting bad images in people's minds first.
These are the things that you have to think about, particularly when you're playing the game, stay or go.
Okay.
All right, let's move right along.
All right.
Next one. Stay or go, holding hands.
Stay.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew she was going to say that.
Well, you're not saying for how long. It's not like an undetermined.
Tell me
amount of
why
time.
you believe holding hands should stay.
I don't know. It's just so cute when you see like the older couples walking together, holding hands. It's just adorable.
I'm glad you said that because for me, holding hands has to go. And I'm going to use that old couple as my reason.
Okay.
You got this cute old couple walking down the street holding hands. The old man slips and falls. You know what he's doing? He's bringing the lady down with him. He's taking her down with him. Now, instead of one person with a broken hip, you got two. I'm not even going to get to the point where, listen, you holding hands, you're interlocking. You may have sweaty palms. I don't know what you've been doing with your hands all day. And for that reason, and particularly to save that old woman's hip, I say holding hands has to go.
For health reasons. Holding
For health reasons.
hands
Listen.
has to go.
You know how hard it is to rehab from a broken hip after you get a certain age? I implore everyone out there, stop holding hands.
How about hold? All right. So maybe don't hold hands in the winter when it's a little.
I mean, in the winter, it's better. You fall in the snow, you got a little bit of cushion.
Well, not if you're falling on ice, but in this, during the summer.
She's reaching, but I think holding hands.
Well, so, then you
Is
get the
out.
sweaty palms. So let's hold hands in the fall and in the spring. Winter and summers are off.
Instead of holding hands, do a quick high five and keep it moving. Your hands touch, but they release. Everybody's safe. No one has to worry about having hip surgery. I think that's a great compromise.
Sure. The spring and
There
the
you go.
fall.
We're going to leave it at that. She said, sure. We're moving on to the next topic. I win. Stay or go. Strong toilet paper.
That has to stay, obviously.
Tisk, tisk, tisk.
And I know you're thinking soft, but strong is more important than soft.
People, let me give you this public service announcement. Take care of your tushy. You got to take care of your tushy. And you know one of the best ways to take care of your tushy? That soft, Charmin toilet paper. It's like a cloud.
Yeah.
Clean yourself with a cloud.
Well, Charmin.
Don't use paper towels. That's what that strong tissue is. It's paper
It's
towels.
not.
Listen.
Charmin also does strong, and it does not feel
Listen.
paper towels. I didn't say cheap toilet paper.
No,
There's a
I
big
said strong.
difference.
Listen,
Yes.
I've used the strong toilet paper that she's referring to. It is not allowed in my areas. It does not belong cleaning my tushy.
The soft
It's like,
one.
so when I was younger, I had a friend, he was from the Philippines, and he told me this crazy story about how At one point, when you didn't have anything to wipe, they used dried out corn on the cob. That's strong toilet paper. That's what it feels like.
It does not feel like that. The
I'm
soft
on-
falls apart as you're trying to.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I'm on a mission to save these tushies. I'm on a mission to make sure that you're clean and at the same time, you're comfortable. Wipe your booty with the cloud.
I still use Charmin.
Charmin makes that cloud stuff. You've seen the commercials
Yeah.
with the bears. And
Not
also,
specifying.
from a environmentally correct perspective, when you use the cloud, the soft, you're using less toilet paper. It's green.
How are you using less? for
Because
the
it's
soft?
softer, it requires less. You've seen the commercials. Listen, go look up the commercials. Look up the Charmin commercials.
I'm pretty sure the Charmin commercials say that you have to use less of their toilet paper.
No,
Not the
it's
distinction
the soft.
between the
We'll look it up.
soft
We're gonna look it up.
and the strong.
We're gonna look it up. Next episode, we're
At
gonna
least we can agree.
agree to
Charmin.
disagree.
No, we agree on Charmin.
Oh yeah, we agree on Charmin. We agree on Charmin.
Just not which one.
All right. Speaking of Charmin, stay or go using the same bathroom.
Ooh, that's a rough one. Go.
Go. That's a surprise. I was sure she was going to say stay. And so I'm not even going to ask her for her reason right now because I'm in agreement. I have to say that, but then I'm going to give you an argument for staying. I'm in agreement. I do not like sharing the bathroom with my wife. I love her to death. First off, she takes up too much space. There's nowhere for you to put anything in there. There's so many products in that bathroom. It's ridiculous. In the shower's huge. I can't fit one thing in there. I can't fit one thing in there.
Lies.
Not one thing. Not one. I can't fit one thing in that shower.
If we were sharing, it would be obviously different. But why? I might as well spread myself out if it's just me using it.
Now
However, you said sharing the bathroom.
Yeah.
More importantly to me, and I'm surprised you didn't ask it this way, not necessarily us sharing a bathroom, but people who live in a house versus guests. Guest bathroom versus personal bathroom, I guess.
No, see, so my take on that. No, my take on that is this.
That's where
I
I'm
want
at
my
more
guests.
adamant about.
I want my guests to feel like they've walked into a 5-star hotel. So I keep that bathroom spotless for the most part.
Yeah.
So when they walk in, they see how clean it is, and they say, "Oh, I need to make sure that I aim straight, and I clean up after myself."
For the most part. However,
And additionally, here's the one thing
people
that
did not use the guest bathroom other than the guests, it would stay cleaner, and you wouldn't have to worry
that theory doesn't work.
as much of a guest coming in your bathroom.
You know
just
that theory-
happens to be a mess.
That theory doesn't work.
You
I'm
know?
gonna tell you why that theory doesn't work. So when you don't have guests using your bathroom, you think it stays clean longer. That just means that you're not cleaning it as often, and so it's not clean longer. That's a cop out.
No, because, okay, scenario. You're in a rush, right? Trying to get ready for work, whatever it is.
I'm never in a rush. You know me.
Yeah, well, I said scenario. I didn't say specifically you, but might have the blow dryer out, a hairbrush out. I don't know. It's messy.
It
Not
does take me a
dirty.
while to do my hair.
Not dirty, but messy. It does take you a very long time to do your hair. Not dirty, just unorganized, messy. I would prefer that not to occur if I had a guest happen to pop up
Now,
previous episode. To where I'm like, oh man, I gotta run into that bathroom. I gotta put away all that stuff because
but
it's
you do
not the
understand
perception.
you're contradicting yourself right now, right? Because when we say clean, you could say messy. Messy's another word for dirty. you can say it's clean. Messy's another. Clean and messy aren't the same thing. I would say that messy is a closer cousin to dirty than clean is by far. And now I'm going to tell you why. Although I disagree, I'm going to tell you why you should have using the same bathroom stay.
Okay.
How else you gonna see your wife's hair all over the place? You won't be able to see it. It's on the floor, it's in the sink, it's in the shower. You won't get to experience the joy of seeing that hair.
That's true.
You won't get the joy of seeing that hair stuck to the wall if you don't share the same bathroom.
I hear a lot of sarcasm in your voice right now. It's like dripping.
That's love. That's love right there. That's
You're
love.
saying that's the reason.
That's love. Fellas, you know what I'm talking about out there. That's love. Listen, love using the same bathroom. I'm only picking that because we have to count each other's points. I do not want to use the same bathroom as my wife.
Is that to just basically remind yourself that we're only human and we all have our things we like and what we don't like?
We're only human. What's that song?
I have no idea which way you're going.
Yeah. Yes, we are only human. We're only human. All right. Stay or go wearing your partner's underwear.
So this is going to be interesting because
Yes, it is.
The perspective, especially gender perspective, is going to be different.
There's only one way you can go here.
Stay.
That's the way that you have to stay. And partially, well, first off, I'm going to just say this one part, but then you got to give me the reason. Partially because there are times where you do wear your partner's underwear, or you have in the past.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with somebody wearing a pair of boxers. So, hey, hey now.
So, on that note,
grab your boxers out of your drawer. Maybe
I will
wanna
say
put
this:
them on. But
if your partner wearing your boxers can work,
but I'd be interested to see you wearing a thong or something.
and for that purpose, I'm going to say,
Go.
Listen, it has to go. It has to go. I mean, first off, I seen what you're wearing. Nah, one, don't look comfortable. It don't look comfortable. Two, imagine me walking around with a bra on. You know what I mean? It just don't work.
Underwear, not underclothes.
Oh, underwear, undergarments. I mean, you can call it whatever you want. You can wear, you can wear a t-shirt of mine. I mean, you do wear some t-shirts of mine. Uh-huh. And I mean, I can't walk around here. I mean, I could. I mean, I think I look good in anything. But anyway, not going to be able to do it. So for that reason, that has to go.
Okay.
All right.
I'll continue wearing yours, though. I'll continue
Listen, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Stay or go. Uh-huh. Asking questions before 7 a.m. or asking questions after 8 p.m.
Go.
Well, I'm glad you said go. I know why you did it. You did that on purpose because there's only one person asking those questions before those times and after those times.
Not true.
Oh.
I do not ask you questions before 7 a.m. That's usually when you're awake and trying to talk to me.
Well, one, I'm never trying to talk to you at 7 a.m. I'm never in the room with you at 7 a.m. Most of the time you're sleeping. Unless it's a work day and you come downstairs and I'm getting ready to leave and you got questions for me. It might not be a bunch of questions. It might be one or two, but you ask them and it's before 7 a.m. That is the only time we really communicate is during the work week before 7 a.m.
I don't know about that.
Truths. Not truths, truth.
I disagree.
You may disagree, but
I'm
facts
usually
are
not
facts.
mentally awake before 7
And that's why you don't realize you're asking me these questions. Okay, let's flip it. You ask me questions after 8 o'clock.
I'm glad you put a time frame on it because I feel like sometimes you try to shorten that time to before even 8 o'clock.
I mean, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Let's commit to 8 p.m.
No, we're not going to commit to 8 p.m. because there's another aspect on here that we have to get to that will explain to the world why I shortened that time. And matter of fact, I might as well skip to that one right now. Stay or go, talking while watching TV. I got her.
No, I know.
Answer the question.
Go.
See, now you know why she explained to me why. And I'm glad you said go. It's on record now.
I don't like to have full conversations either.
I didn't say full conversations.
You can have like a 2-second conversation during a commercial.
People out there, tell me how many 2-second conversations that you've had in your life. Past, present, or future.
A simple question. Like, hey, did you take the trash out?
That's more than 2 seconds. And that's a question that you can easily answer by looking at the trash bin.
Not if I'm sitting on the couch. That would take more than 2 seconds to get into the kitchen, to open up the trash bin, to see if it was taken out. Then to just turn to you and say, did you take the trash out?
I'm breaking the rules here. Talking while watching TV has to go. It can't stay. And the only person who does that is sitting across from me. This is where she tries to get those questions in before 8 o'clock. I'll be sitting down here watching something on TV and she'll try to hit me with a question, knowing full well that my attention is focused on whatever is on the screen. It's my downtime. I got to come down so I can go to sleep. And answering questions is not part of that coming down process. You can't ask questions while watching TV.
Well, maybe we should have pointed out if we're both watching TV, is it only you watching TV? Because then that's also a different conversation. If we're both watching TV, when do I really talk to you? But yeah, sometimes I come home from work, you're already down here watching TV. So at that point,
well, if I'm down here, it's because I get up early in the morning and sometimes you come home just a tad bit late.
But again, we're not watching TV together. Both of us aren't sitting down watching TV, and I'm trying to have these conversations. You can pause it if you're the only one watching TV.
Oh, goodness. Talking while watching TV has to go. Now, moving on. Here's another one. I want you to answer this one honestly. Don't try to take a counterpoint because you need to answer honestly. Stay or go, flip-flops, Jesus sandals, Crocs.
Stay. That is summer wear. What else are you supposed to wear? Sneakers with sweaty feet? Nah, you got to have the open.
First off, you get no support with flip-flops.
Unless you're going on like an amusement park.
I don't understand. First off, flip-flops, Crocs, and Jesus sandals, they got to go. They got to go. And I'm going to tell you why. You know how dirty your feet are walking around in flip-flops? They're filthy. All the bacteria, the dirt, the grime. It's like having a thong between your toes. Who wants to walk around with a dirty thong between those flip-flops? When you take your feet out of those flip-flops and look at the bottom of them, they're filthy. Same thing with Crocs. The only difference is Crocs, you take your feet out, you got dirt holes, dirt spots on your feet.
I don't like Crocs.
From where the what's the names are. And Jesus sandals. If you're gonna wear Jesus sandals, put some goddamn socks on.
Oh,
I don't want to. I don't want to see your toes hanging over the edge of them sandals.
Well,
What you call what are your Jesus sandals called? Berkey Bees, or what are they called? Birkenshires or Berthas? Birkenstocks. I don't want to see your feet hanging over the edge of your Birkenstocks because you bought a size too small.
Well, first of all, that does
I didn't say
definitely
you.
not happen.
You ain't never seen nobody with sandals too small for their feet.
I never said no.
Trying to be cute.
But definitely not me. And that is the most horrific advice, is to put socks on.
Hey, listen. Listen, I said they have to go. I mean, the best advice is don't wear them. And don't wear them. Listen, I walking around with flip-flops flip-flops and sandals aren't that much different, because you know what happens? All that dirt accumulates on the bottom, and it gets on the bottom of your feet. Now you got black feet, and you got black Jesus sandals and flip-flops.
Nah, that doesn't happen with my sandals.
That's because your feet are over the edge and it stops the dirt from coming in.
Definitely
Stop the dirt from coming in.
Definitely not. And plus, just wash your feet.
Yeah, well, listen, that's a whole lot of washing. Now you got dirty feet. Now you're making the tub dirty, because then you don't. So, all right, washing your feet in the tub is going to lead me to the next one. We're going to leave this one. Cleaning up after yourself. Stay or go?
Oh, definitely stay, without a doubt.
Yeah. So now when you wash your dirty feet with them Crocs in the tub, clean that dirt out of that tub. I want every ounce of dirt cleaned out of that tub. I don't want to see black feet and black stuff running down the drain because you chose to take those filthy foot thongs and wear them all day outside into the beach and then come put your feet in the tub.
Who is this point about? Because this is definitely not me. However, I said cleaning after yourself is definitely stay. And how about when there's recycling and it gets left on the counter instead of you just opening up the cabinet? And just
Whoa. Don't.
I'm not saying you.
Because it's not me. Listen.
Just a point.
Listen. Here's why cleaning up after yourself has to go.
What?
Listen to me. I'm countering your point. This is the game. It's stay or go. Counter. I'll tell you why. Sometimes you want to make sure that someone's skills are refined to the point where they're exceptional.
What?
And how do you do that? Nobody really likes to clean. But if you don't clean up behind yourself and someone's OCD kicks in, boom, they're on another level.
Oh, so
they're going to overdrive.
Take advantage of my OCD?
I'm not saying me. We're using hypotheticals. Hypotheticals. They go into overdrive. They start cleaning like you never seen before. Before you know it, their skill set can't be matched. I want you to be unmatched.
Well,
that's why when it comes to cleaning up after yourself, I say it has to go.
That's fine. I won't clean up after myself so that everybody else can, come up to par with my cleaning skills, because nobody cleans.
Well, you know the danger with that is.
What?
Some people ain't got that OCD. Some people ain't got that OCD. That stuff just gonna pile up. That stuff's gonna pile up. You're gonna lose your mind.
So maybe that's it. Maybe you just need to give directive on making sure people are, honing up their skill set in cleaning. But liking to clean, that's. I like to clean sometimes. Depending on when I'm stressed out mentally and I have a lot of things going on in the mind.
Right.
I like to clean. It helps clear up the brain somehow too.
All right.
I know all you other OCDers out there, you know what I'm talking about.
Listen, we're trying to help you help yourself. Be a more efficient, more effective cleaner. That being said, here's another one. Double dates. Stay or go.
Oh, I feel
answer honestly.
I am going to answer honestly, and I feel like I'm going to know that you're going to counterpoint me.
Well, I'm going to. That's the game.
Well, I mean, like that's truly the point that you would have went with. Stay.
Why? Because I listen. You know what I'm going to say, but the game is why. Give me your point.
Double dates, I guess not 100% of the time, but it's nice to have other people sometimes to hang out with versus just your partner. So you have your single dates, you're home with your partner the majority of the time, right? So you're constantly with that one-on-one connection. So sometimes just having additional people that you also both like, hopefully, involved in getting to know them on that kind of level and and talking and things, hence the stay.
Double dates have to go. They got to go.
Why do they got to go?
I'm going to tell you why they got to go. Listen, I got enough on my mind trying to make sure that the person who I'm with is having the experience of their life when we go on a date. You know what I mean? Uh-huh. That extra added element, maybe the other person ain't as thoughtful as me. Maybe they don't take care of their partner as well as I do. And now you got to see that. I don't want you experiencing that.
Well, what does that make me appreciate you
Linda,
more?
Linda, listen. I don't want to expose you to another relationship that's not on the level of ours. Plus, I ain't got time to be dealing with. Listen, there are very few people that I would consider going on a double date with. And y'all know who you are.
Yeah,
and
we're ready to do it.
Yeah. But on the regular, double dates got to go. Let someone have their own issues and problems, and keep that stuff with them.
So your concern is double dates. People are going to just bring drama into the situation.
It's not necessarily drama. Our likes and dislikes might be different. And again, I'm holding you at a higher level. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I don't know if they're doing the same with their partners. I'm trying not to expose you to that type of stuff. I'm doing it for you.
Well, that just reinforces my stay point. You have to have the good with the bad, the light with the dark. You don't know what the other
Confucius
way is unless you
Confucius.
get to experience it, right? So hence, we can come back and say, we had a wonderful time. And I appreciate you more because I noticed that you're holding me at this level that this person didn't. And, I'm grateful for our relationship.
Yeah, one of these days we're going to have a conversation, get some input and some feedback from our listeners about some of these double dates. We're going to move on for double dates. I still say they got to go. But I got to get to this one right here because this one right here, it kills me when I see this. Stay or go wearing pajamas outside. And I'm not talking about to go take the trash out. I'm talking about getting gas, going to the market.
Whoa, I think you just let the cat out the bag of what your stance would be. But I take the similar stance. Go. I don't wear pajamas.
All right, yeah. So listen, wearing pajamas outside has to go. And if you ever see my wife wearing pajamas at a gas station or a supermarket or wherever, you tell her she should know better, do better, get your butt home.
Yeah, well, you didn't say yoga pants and sweatpants. That's what you'll find me in.
I said pajamas.
Pants.
Listen, there's a clear distinction between yoga pants and pajamas. No, I know some people might want to wear pajamas and say that they're yoga pants, but they ain't. No. You know what I'm talking about.
Well, how are you going to wear your clothes out of the house and then sleep in them? Like, that's just...
I mean, that might be some people's wardrobe. Maybe they're not sleeping. They may have special pajamas that they just put on just to go to the market.
Lounge wear?
Yeah.
So instead of like sweatpants, I'm going to wear pajamas as my lounge wear around town. Is that what you're saying?
And listen, some people do it. Some people do it.
People do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. All right. So we're coming to the end of Stay or Go. I got one more.
Okay.
That I wanna hit on. Stay or Go, IKEA furniture.
I'll go with stay because, again, I know what your opinion is also going to be. But I'll caveat that with my stance. The reason for my stance is IKEA furniture. Hey, you know what? It comes in handy, especially when you have young kids and you don't want to spend a ton of money in furniture that they're just going to destroy. That's where IKEA furniture comes in handy.
IKEA furniture has to go. And I would tell you why. First off, you ever look at the instructions for any furniture from IKEA?
Yes.
You can't follow none of that shit. It's ridiculous. I mean, listen, if you're not skilled with putting things together and you go to IKEA and you get any piece of furniture and you try to put it together based off their instructions, good luck. It ain't going to happen.
Well, I believe if you order it online, you can pay somebody to put it together.
Ain't nobody
for you.
paying to put it. Well, you
But then that
half the
raises
time
the
you got to
price.
pay someone to put it together for you because it's just the instructions. I don't even want to call it another language. I don't think there's any numbers on any of the steps. It's just pictures of people doing stuff. They could be dancing for all I know.
The mudroom shelves I just put together, they were perfectly fine. The instructions.
I mean, I don't think you can mess those up. There's been some pieces of furniture that you order that comes in, and I'm like, what in the hell?
Are you sure it's IKEA?
Might not be IKEA, but still.
So maybe the question should be more of
No, we're talking about IKEA. We're talking about IKEA.
because I can't really think of too many that I've bought that you've had to put together.
I mean, there's been a couple that I had to bring in the house and it's weighed like 1,000 pounds. That whatever that thing, that bar that's in the dining room, where'd that come from?
Wayfair.
Same thing, Wayfair. I mean, the instructions weren't that bad, but that thing weighed 1,000 pounds. So it's
I think
funny.
You just don't want to put together your own furniture. You want.
I ain't got a problem putting.
already
I do not have a
put
problem.
together furniture.
How much furniture have I put together in this house? I don't have a problem putting furniture together, as long as you get the proper instructions. So that was the last one that I had on my list. It's funny because, you know, the whole purpose of doing this whole little game, obviously, was to have a little fun, but at the same time, you know, to see the different perspectives that two individuals can have, you know, living in the same house and almost having, for the most part, the same environment around them and the same experience. So I like this game. I think it was a fun game. I think we'll have to do another Stay or Go with some different topics. And I think it'll be cool to have another couple come in and do a version of Stay or Go with us. And with that said, that's it for this week's episode. Be sure to tune in next week as Sandy and I have the conversations that married couples need to have. Again, don't forget to subscribe to this podcast using your favorite podcast app. And don't forget to follow at lunchwithsandy.com. I mean, Lunch with Sandy on Instagram and Facebook. Leave us some suggestions and feedback. And as always, thanks for listening.
That's it for this week's episode of the Lunch with Sandy podcast. Thanks for listening. We'd love to hear your feedback and comments on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Lunch with Sandy. And be sure to follow us on your favorite podcast app. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to rate and review us. Thanks again for listening to the Lunch with Sandy podcast.